Hello, everyone. Welcome this night on a Thursday, April 28th. The season has ended yesterday, Game 7, Tampa Bay Lightning, Pittsburgh Penguins at Consol Energy Center. But first, I'm your host, Casey Stamp, and with me, as always, my partner, Craig Smith. How you doing tonight, Craig?
Bit disappointed, but I'm feeling all right.
Yes, it's the end to a long season, a good season. They played well without Sidney Crosby. They played well without Evgeny Malkin, countless others, not to mention the suspension of Matt Cook, the injuries to Dustin Jeffrey, some of their call-ups, Nick Johnson. Tangradi was out for a while, came back for, I believe it was Game 3, I want to say, and then also he came back for that Atlanta game at the very end of the season. But last night, first period started out really well. Pittsburgh Penguins had the shot advantage. Looked like they were about to dominate the Tampa Bay Lightning. In fact, had a really good power play chance that really seemed to drain the Tampa momentum in the first. And then just after that, they had another power play chance that looked completely different. Partner, what was the difference between the first and second power play chances?
Well, if you look, I think there was a little bit more urgency in the second power play than on the first one, especially with the events of the game that were starting to take place. There were a lot of missed penalties and questionable kind of activity going on in the game. So you had to look at the Pens realizing that they had to do something, and this was now or never. So that's the difference between the two.
Absolutely. So going into the second, it looked like it might be a good chance for the Penguins, but in the second period, Sean Bergenheim would score and give Tampa Bay the 1-0 lead. Shortly after that, Marc-Andre Fleury made one of the saves of the year, sort of diving up and catching it with his glove, and it was really an incredible save, but no more scoring in the second period. Third period, desperation for the Penguins, really trying to get the puck past Dwayne Roloson, but Dwayne Roloson was a wall of stone on this night. I believe it was 36 straight saves he had for the shutout win over the Pittsburgh Penguins to end the 2010-2011 season. But, partner, it's been a great season. What is your overall evaluation of the Pittsburgh Penguins' performance this season?
Well, in my opinion, I think they did great. You have to look at the fact that their two big stars are out. Their backup centers like Dustin Jeffrey are out. We didn't really have the firepower that we really needed to make a cup run. And it was said so many times by the national commentators that they basically pounded it into your head that we weren't going to win. And we almost proved them wrong despite all that. I mean, we took on one of the toughest teams in the league in the Lightning who have both their big stars, and we almost beat them out in 5 games. So that's crazy.
Absolutely. And it's always disappointing when you go up 3-1 in a series and then, lose those games. But, on the better side of it, I mean, again, you mentioned we're without Crosby, without Malkin, playing a team with really, you look at it and the lineups look like an all-star team. They've got Vincent LeCavalier, Steven Stamkos, Marty St. Louis, Dwayne Roloson, who I really think coming into this year was a bit underrated. A goaltender with Stanley Cup experience, not a Stanley Cup winner, but Stanley Cup experience with the Oilers before his injury. He's got really, really great save percentage and stats this year. They've got younger guys on the defense like Victor Hedman. Of course, I'm not too happy with Victor Hedman, but, that's not for me to decide. In any case, the Penguins do lose an end of the 2010-2011 season, and some great moments in the 2010-2011 season. They got to do the 24/7 this year, which, by the way, a bit ironic that the season would end on 4/27 when they did the 24/7 series. That series always seems to have an effect on what happens later in the year, if you believe in superstitions, curses, things like that. But, overall a great season and some great moments, great play without the two stars. Partner, kind of ironic that all series long with the Tampa Bay Lightning, special teams seemed to be the factor for the Penguins that really kind of drove them out of the series. And ironic that it would end with the Pittsburgh power play. Do you expect the power play to improve next year?
Well, you got to remember, that's another Gino and Sid thing where they're normally the two big guys you put out on our power play. And to not have them in means we have to completely restructure it, like every game. So the loss of Sid and Gino is especially felt in the power play, if nowhere else.
Absolutely, and that's what we talk about when talking about drafting. This year, certainly for the Penguins, might be looking for a power play quarterback, something to get it going offensively. It always seems like they were trying more or less to make the pretty play, not necessarily the one that was there, not getting as many pucks on net, I'm sure, as Dan Bosma would have liked. But nonetheless, some people really stepped up in the series with the Lightning, and all throughout the year, that fourth line, Asham, Rupp, and Craig Adams, they really stepped it up this year, and it's the supporting cast of the team, in the end, that has to step it up when your stars are out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take our first break here. When we come back, we're going to talk about draft prospects for the Penguins and possible off-season moves. Stay tuned right here on the Pens Iceberg. Welcome back. This year, the Pittsburgh Penguins should draft 22nd overall. A couple different prospects, the main two being Matt Pumple of the CHL and Alexander Koklachev being the other main prospect. Partner, of these two, which would you say that the Penguins are more likely to take?
Well, I'd probably go for Pumple, considering his accreditation, his awards. If you look, he has the M's Family Award, which is very prestigious in the Ontario Hockey League, and he has the CHL Rookie of the Year Award, which puts him, shoulder to shoulder with some amazing guys in the past, like Sidney Crosby, John Tavares, Patrick Kane, Joe Thornton, Peter Nedved, just amazing guys who won the CHL Rookie of the Year Award. So I'd probably support Pumple.
Absolutely. And he's already drawing some amazing comparisons, one to Jordan Stahl. Some people say he looks like Sakic. And just overall, I think a great prospect. I would agree with you. I would say they would go with Matt Pumple, a really young kid. He's produced since a very young age. I believe he was 16, leading the team, almost 30 goals for the Peterborough Petes. And he's doing very well down there. I would be excited to see the Pittsburgh Penguins draft him. As for possible off-season moves, what do you think the Penguins might be doing as far as some of their contracts?
Well, I've heard from some reliable sources that we might be looking at a Jordan Stahl trade. I don't know who I heard that from, but, it's pretty reliable. At the same time, though, I'm not exactly sure.
And Tyler Kennedy, absolutely, you would think resign at all costs. He's got tremendous upside at this point, showing us that he can certainly improve and step up this year. Who are some of the guys that you think we need to resign, some of the guys you think we may need to let go, such as Maxim Talbot or Craig Adams? Who do you keep and who do you let go?
Well, I think, definitely we keep all the fourth liners, Adams, Rupp, Asham. We keep those guys because they're tough. They don't take out a big cap hit. They were actually our leaders during the playoffs, which shows their clutch ability. So we keep all those guys. We look at getting rid of some of the older guys. Kovalev, we're not sure how much time he's got left. Niskanen didn't really perform this year, didn't really do a lot for the team. And James Neal, I think we give him one more shot, but we might be looking at offshoring him pretty soon too.
Absolutely, no doubt he's going to need to perform a lot better offensively next year with Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin, and I think that's